recording. Okay, so dude, Aljamain Sterling, the this is my nickname for him, the Caveat King, because every single one of his past performances has come with like this caveat or this asterisk next to it. And you look at his
It's
resume,
true.
dude,
It's
he has
true.
some really good wins over some high level guys. Uh, Corey Sandhagen, and then Piotr Jan, TJ Dillashaw. Dude, you look at that resume, like face value, that's insanely good. Then you look at the
Well, I mean,
caveats.
but before he got the title, he was kind of on a solid roll, no caveats or anything. I mean,
Well,
he
that's
beat Corey
true.
Sandhagen fair and square.
But there was
But
still a weird thing with that performance where like they held out on giving him a title shot for so long.
yeah,
Um,
for sure. But there was politics around it for sure.
so it's like it wasn't really the number one contender, even though like I think a lot of fans uh, wanted it to be. Then they like treated him like he was the number one contender. And then you have him getting basically his ass kicked by Piotr Jan in their first fight and winning the title like purely from a mistake that Jan made. Okay, fine. And then you have him beating Piotr Jan. Was that a split decision? Was his win over him a
Um,
split decision?
yes, it was. Yep.
Okay, so split controversial decision. You know, I'm not mad. Like if it was up to me, I think he would have lost. If I could implement like my own scoring criteria, I think I would have designed
No,
a
but it's
scoring
not like
criteria that
terrible.
he
It
could
is funny.
that he would have lost that. And then, dude, he finally starts fighting against TJ Dillashaw. He looks like he's in amazing shape, and we're like, all right, he's gonna
Mm,
put this Yan trilogy shit behind him, and he's like finally going to actually defend his belt in a
right.
non-controversial fight. And then TJ comes in with an arm that's just like or a shoulder that's ground to dust. Dude, he couldn't use his arm. He literally came in with down
I
one
mean, the
arm.
thing is, Aljo got the first takedown. Like the first takedown Aljo got was kind of unaffect. It wasn't really related to TJ's shoulder. So
No, it
I mean, I'm
wasn't.
saying he probably would have won anyway.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he would have won, and I agree that like he's a really good fighter. But the thing is, all of his performances lead to controversy, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
the way that he responds to that controversy just makes him even more despised by the fans. Which brings us to today, dude.
But also, like TJ's best scramble, like weapon, which is the scrambles once they hit the ground, was taken away when you can't post on a fucking arm. You know,
Right.
you're not an arm, you can't really. So yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously, yeah. Some of Aljo's remarks have been kind
Well,
of
I think
jarring for
Aljo would
me
have
after
won
this
that
fight.
fight.
Yeah, probably. I'm just saying. But
All
I
right.
want to watch. I want to hear more of Aljo speak because I've just seen snippets of like quotes here and there on the Reddit and stuff, and they've been kind of. I gotta say, I'll just say like the whole thing where it's like the UFC just looking for someone to dethrone me is very strange to me. I
It's
guess
strange. He
it's
says a lot of weird stuff.
it's very
My
it's at least jarring when you're coming off of probably the easiest title defense in UFC history.
So before we actually like watch this latest interview, which is his post UFC 280 interview on Ariel Helwani's show. So post his win over TJ Dillashaw, I want to talk about like the first time where I started getting kind of a weird vibe from Aljo.
Yeah,
And when I say weird, it's just like kind of a loserish vibe is what I really mean. It's
yeah.
like he was talking about he had like this Asian friend with him on one of the embeds or like some kind of feature that the UFC did, and he's playing chess. And he's like, "Oh, I play chess. I love playing chess. I started
Yeah, I
getting
remember
into it
playing
from
chess.
the
Yeah,
Queen's Gambit."
yeah.
And then it's so good for your mind. He's never talked about chess since then, and that's just given me such like a bandwagony like followerish vibe from Aljo
Well, a lot of
that like
people
I
got into
haven't
chess
ever
for
been able
that.
to actually shake it. Like I always that's always stuck in my mind that he's like got into chess, started bragging about how good it was for his mind, and then dropped it just because of the Queen's Gambit during the pandemic, dude.
He's probably gonna get back into. Have you been seeing the chess cheating shit?
Oh yeah, I've heard about
It's
that.
actually amazing. Honestly, it's amazing controversy. But anyway, we'll get to
Okay,
that.
that's a time for
It's
another
later.
discussion.
Yeah, exactly. We haven't
Uh,
got too far off.
okay,
But that's been bringing a lot of people back into chess.
really,
Oh yeah, chess is like
dude.
going off again. It's funny.
God,
I've
chess is such a
got into it.
bandwagon game. I swear to God,
Well, I got into it during the pandemic, so I have like a chess.com account, like the cheapest subscription for it. So it's
dude.
pretty fun
Holy
actually.
shit. Let's not talk
The
about chess.
the puzzles are cool. I like doing the puzzles when I'm just bored. It's
Okay,
pretty
yeah,
nice.
that's fire. Um,
Okay,
and I'm
anyway,
not knocking him for not. I'm not knocking him
whatever.
for
I'm
liking
saying that's fine.
chess.
I think that's fine. A lot of people got into chess from the Queen's Gambit. That was like a huge thing. It was like a
Okay,
huge
dude.
win.
Follower.
I saw it before my eyes. All right, whatever. Let's watch this
All
interview.
right,
I want
you
to
got it. You got
get
it
a
set up.
sense of how salty
Should
Aljo
I
is
just
for
be
no
sharing
reason.
it?
Um,
Should I just share the audio?
is it gonna work out on YouTube? Both
Well,
from a copyright perspective and a like
oh yeah,
viewers.
copyright doesn't matter. We've shown this podcast on
What
our
about like
little channel
viewers
before.
getting choppy audio? Like it's kind of jarring to listen to. That's what
Let
I'm
me
worried about.
see if I can share a
I think the
tab.
video will be choppy for them, but that doesn't really matter as much.
All right, whatever. Let's just. I just want to say like if we pause it, we are at the right. We like pause it at the same time. Maybe I can stream it over. Maybe I'll stream it over Discord. Let me do that actually. Just to
Okay,
you.
works for me.
Start video call. Share screen.
What the fuck?
All right,
Oh,
yeah. This will probably
Discord's
be the best.
ringtone is Halloween themed.
Oh,
I
really?
guess
That's kind of
now.
cringy.
Yeah, it is cringe. I was like, what is going on? All right.
All right, let me
Okay.
know if you can hear it too.
So, how
Yeah.
are you, my man?
Can you hear it?
Oh,
Man, I'm on top of the world
Yeah,
right
it's
now,
fine.
Ariel.
What's gonna happen is I think both Discord and Google Meets is picking up your audio. So if you can mute your mic on Discord, just
Oh yeah,
hit
good
mute.
call. Good point. There we go. Muted.
Okay.
All right.
Try playing it. 'Cause I need to make sure I can hear it
Top
now.
of the world.
Have
Okay,
you
I can
gone
hear
to
it.
sleep yet, or are you still
This
celebrating
is so
from Saturday?
weird watching the show on YouTube.
That was Sunday
Yeah, I know,
night.
I
We didn't
always-
go
I
to
listen
sleep.
to it on
So today's a
Spotify
new
as well.
day. Still taking it all in, but we got some
God,
rest
his set
last
is so
night. And
cluttered.
yeah, just
I hate
celebrating.
it.
And
He loves this set, and I
man,
hate
it was a
it.
long time.
Yeah, dude, he
That-
talks
the
about it all
clutter
the
would-
time.
The clutter would drive me nuts, and I'm
He
like
has so
not
much
even
shit.
that organized. But that's like I don't know. That would just drive me crazy. All right. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Week, so to not celebrate this would just be kind of silly. I know.
Okay, let's
despite what-
rewind this. He's talking about like not celebrating. it.
Still celebrating from Saturday.
That was Sunday night. We didn't go to sleep. So today's a new day.
All right, fair
Still
enough.
taking it all in,
celebrating.
but we got some
Why
rest
not?
last night. And yeah, just celebrating. And man, it was a long 10 weeks. So to not celebrate this would just be kind of silly. I know, despite what the fans are saying. And, obviously making a crutch and excuses for a guy that kind of told me that I had built-in excuses coming into this fight.
Well, okay, so let's get into that. Had you heard anything?
All right, I'm glad Ariel's like digging into that kind of bullshit. Dude, he starts off
So
by
wait,
saying,
so wait.
"I'm gonna celebrate despite what the fans are saying."
Wait. So what did he? Who did he say was making excuses? TJ was making excuses.
I don't.
Because I thought I heard.
No, he was saying that
I thought
the.
he heard. I thought he said Pedro was making excuses. I'm like, where did Pedro come into this?
No, I think he's saying that the fans are making excuses for TJ.
Well, excuse. I mean, I'm pointing. We're pointing out that he came in and down a limb.
Oh, dude, by the way, can you mute yourself on Discord?
Oh yeah, makes sense.
Or I'll just
All right.
deafen you.
All right, I
Okay.
muted myself.
No, I know. It's so yeah, I don't dude, the thing is this. This is the thing with all of these people that complain about, "Oh, I'm getting canceled or I can't say shit on the internet." This is the thing. You can say whatever the fuck you want, but then
Yeah,
you
you
can't
can.
you also can't get mad when people say what they want in response to you. You're
It's
literally like
yeah, exactly. That's my biggest problem. Like they tout the free market of ideas, but when the free market of ideas happens, they're like, my ideas should be winning.
Right,
It's like
dude,
they don't
yeah.
even want to defend their ideas. They just want to like say shit without having any defense for it.
Yeah, yeah, and it's not even like, yeah, you're right. It's like they don't want to defend it, and they don't even want to be challenged on it.
Yeah, they want to be
It's
challenged.
it's not
yeah,
enough that they
exactly.
can get challenged and they don't have to defend it. It's that they don't even want to get challenged. All right, let's continue this shit.
Regarding an injured shoulder, did you hear anything? Any whispers? Any
Okay,
inkling?
so Errol's
Anything
actually
like
just
that
getting
leading
into
up to
the
the fight?
injury itself.
Leading, hell no. TJ doesn't even see nobody from the UFC PI, so no, I had no idea. The only time I
Yeah,
heard
not
about that was
surprising.
in
TJ's
between
camp
rounds
seemed like it
when
kept it
I
pretty
believe
tight.
it was Al or Ray. One of
Yeah.
them pointed it out and said, "Hey, I think his shoulder's out of his socket, or his shoulder is messed." I don't think they said out of the socket. I think they said. I mean, it was such an in the moment type of thing. So I don't remember. I have to go back and actually listen. But it felt like they said, "I think there's something wrong with his left arm." And I was like, which, wait, I said, which arm, and something like that. And then they told me the left. And yeah, I had no idea going into that second round. And no one knew anything about the
Do
guy.
you think it's kind of
And
weird that he
yeah, it
didn't
is what it
notice
is.
that TJ
So
was
could you
only
not
using
feel,
one
because
arm?
it was hard to tell, like, was it an elbow? Was it a hand? Was it a shoulder?
Like, I go
honestly,
back and
when I
forth
was
on that.
watching it, when I was watching it, the commentators like, it's in the socket, it's out of socket, it's in the socket. It's out. I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell a difference.
Well, I
Maybe
couldn't
that's
tell like what was wrong with him, but it was obvious that there was something wrong with TJ, right?
Well, sure, but I mean, we have the benefit of listening to the commentators too. Like, I couldn't see the shoulder
True.
pop in and out the way the commentators
I
were
mean, I
talking about
guess
it.
the biggest giveaway for
So-
me was like the look on TJ's face, which was just in pain.
Well, right, exactly, like that.
So I guess like Aljo's not looking at that, but like I'm also wondering like, okay, you're used to grappling against someone if they're not, whatever. Like at that point, it's just nitpicking. It's just it's just something that popped
it's
into my
weird.
mind.
I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. He was just in the moment. He was
Yeah.
fighting a title fight.
Could you feel anything was off about him as you're on the ground and it looks like you're going to finish it? Like, could you feel that he was not able to move this? Could you, anything like that? Or you're so locked in, you don't notice?
So locked in, I did not notice. I knew when I had I was looking for the pass, and I was like, it's either this guy's waiting for me to make a mistake, or he really sucks on the ground.
Wow.
I'm being
Dude, he's
completely
got that
honest.
like
Yeah, yeah.
Tucker
People are gonna
Carlson
say
laugh.
cringe because they say cringe for everything. It's like the word epic. Like we went down this rabbit hole already.
It is.
People just don't have a word to explain something they
But
don't
whatever,
like or
he's
don't
happy.
understand. They just throw the word cringe in there just to sound
Wait,
like they're
what is
cool.
he?
You know,
Dude,
so
you like you stopped listening for like a second and he goes off on like this anti-fan tirade. Holy shit! I need to rewind
He
this.
like hates. I think he just has such a victim complex. That's my problem with him. Like, he's always like, the fans are after me. The fans are after you. It's like, dude, the fans are after you because you did something kind of unpopular. Like, you flopped to win a title. Okay, that's what happened, and that's like obvious. That happens in every sport, man. You can't blame
Dude,
the fans.
he
for
should
being
just
mad at you for that.
embrace it. He should honestly just embrace
Exactly. Well, he did start doing that, but he never like fully commits to it.
it. It's because of this is why, dude. He actually doesn't want to be a heel. Come on, let's be honest. He
But
wants
why
people
not?
to love
He
him.
was like trying to.
But
like,
dude, he's like
heel and not
handled
heel.
it. He's handling it in the worst possible way because he like wants to be a victim enough where he'll rage against some of the fans, but then he also deep down wants their love, so he's not gonna allow himself to go full heel mode. Like he's not gonna ever fully embrace the
That's
role
like the worst
of heel.
type of heel. That's like the Colby Covington heel.
It's like the true just hate. It's like you don't even hate them. You just don't even give a shit about them anymore.
Well, it just yeah, exactly.
Like at
Exactly.
least Colby kind of embraced it. But hold on,
Well, I guess
what?
Colby, yeah.
Okay, let's play this because I completely missed like how we got onto this tangent.
people are gonna say
Yeah, I don't even know how he got to the
cringe
fans.
because they say cringe.
What is he talking about?
He really sucks on the ground.
Okay, so he's like he's either waiting for me to
Yeah.
make a mistake or he sucks.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, yeah.
People are gonna say cringe.
Okay, so there is no segue. He just says, "I'm being honest." People want to say cringe. He just says,
because they say cringe for everything. It's like the word epic. Like we went down this rabbit hole already. People just don't have a word to explain something they don't like or they don't
I
understand.
feel like
They just
cringe
throw the word
is the
cringe in there
word.
just to sound like they're cool.
No, cringe is pretty accurate here, though.
Dude, this is like a huge problem I have with kind of the conservative mindset that like they don't accept that language evolves and changes. It's like that's how we assign meaning to words. We like find
Yeah.
an attribute and then use it and then that gets picked up by other people. It's literally
Well,
how
but
language developed.
it also like I would say cringy was kind of an accurate way of describing it. Like once again, I'll just go back to the
But I don't
title
even know
flop
what he's
incident.
describing here.
Well,
He's
yeah,
just
right now I don't even know what he's talking about. But for the title flop incident, it was like it was uncomfortable to watch you try to act out being, dazed and all
right,
that
yeah,
shit.
that was
Like it was just
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable to watch, and it was cringe partially because you shouldn't have been put into that position. Like it's not even really your fault. But watching it play out was just like I had to
Cringe.
look away.
Yeah,
that was
cringe to me
that
is
was
like
cringe. That was
curb
cringy.
your enthusiasm type scenarios. And that like is a curb your
Yeah,
enthusiasm type scenario.
yeah, exactly.
But dude, this just shows how Twitter brained Aljamain Sterling is. Like how terminally online he is. He literally goes like
Yeah,
one second talking about a world title fight, then the next second people want to call me cringe, but they just don't have a better word to use.
I
Is
also
that
like
your
it because
actual criticism of like
they,
fans shitting on you?
they always pretend
Find a
like
better
it's like,
word to
but I
insult
don't
me
really
with?
care. Like I don't even care about the fans anymore. But then they're like always super in tune with what the fans are doing.
Dude, I know. It's so yeah,
I
it's
don't care about
so
the fans
obvious,
anymore.
man.
I don't even listen to these fans anymore, and they're like,
Okay. Dude, it gets much worse.
So I had no idea that the guy wasn't really using his left side of his body. It's very interesting though that when he threw that front kick,
Wait,
I
now he's
caught it,
just back to
and he
talking about the
posted his
fight?
left arm, which was the shoulder that came out of the socket. And like, I mean, it's 50-50 chance you got two arms. And fortunately, it was the one, I don't know, fortunately, but unfortunately for him, it was the one that was bad and he posted on it. And I've had a shoulder surgery before. I know what it feels like going through
I mean,
training
his
camp
shoulder
with
would
the
have
shoulder
popped out, like,
subluxing.
regardless of what
So
happened.
I completely respect
Like,
TJ in that
eventually, it
regards.
just would have.
Super tough, super warrior type of mindset to want to go through the fight. One, go through a training camp like that. Two, so I give the guy all the respect in the world. And I said that coming into this fight, the hardest thing about this fight was going to be that his tenacity and his dedication to wanting to win. The guy just knows no
Dude,
limits.
I do have to stop it here though, because like this isn't about Aljo, but I just have to say, going through a training camp with a fight-ending injury is not a warrior type mindset. That's literally like, think about it. If you're training and you're like, I'm gonna go to war, and you only have one arm, you're literally just asking to be killed. Like that's not a war. You're just expecting to lose the battle. Wait until you heal and then go to
he showed
war.
up. It was kind of obvious. He
It's
just showed
actually
up
like
to
a
collect
fucking
paycheck.
stupid ass mindset.
I mean, he showed up because he
wanted
was trying
money.
to collect a paycheck, right? I mean, he'd already delayed
Yeah.
the title fight once. It's not like he's afraid of asking for delays to work around injuries. I think he delayed the Corey Sandhagen fight too. It's just that he knew that his title shot was at risk of being taken away, and you make a lot of money for title shots in the UFC, especially on pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Like that's a
Dude,
huge.
Going to an opportunity expecting to lose is not a warrior mindset.
Yeah, it's not a warrior
I'm just gonna
mindset.
put it out there,
It's just stupid.
and like I'm gonna shit on anyone who says otherwise.
Honestly, most people don't even like. All right, most people are just like, yeah, he showed up because he wanted the paycheck.
I mean, dude,
Obviously,
if
he didn't expect to
TJ
win.
literally like expected
enough.
to win that fight, he has like
But he
Kanye
didn't, and
levels of delusion.
You could tell in the post-fight interview.
Yeah,
the
you
fight
could
went
tell.
as expected.
He
for him.
did not expect
It's
to win
very
that
obvious,
fight.
yeah.
So, okay, all right, let's continue this.
He'll cut corners, as I've said before. I'm not going to change my tune now, because he's just that much of a competitor. He really wants to win, and I mean, the guy's
I also
ballsy.
like how
Thinks he was going
Aljo's
to
like
beat me with
weirdly
my
giving
skill
TJ
set
props here for doing
with one arm.
EPS.
So
I
it's
know,
either he was really confident or
That's what I was
really
thinking.
stupid. So it's there's no in between. And at the end of the day, we know what we take in terms of chances and risks going into the fights. I have my own separate injuries that I don't need to go into details on, and stuff that could have potentially been severe if it gotten worse to the point where something traumatic just snapped it, and then I'm out of the fight completely, and I'm probably out on sitting on the sidelines for 6 to 12 months. So it's the risk we play, man, and that's why I think people respect fighters as a whole. So respect to TJ for that. Hats off to him because he took a lot of punishment. Where I truly feel most guys would have came there just to collect the check, and if they found themselves in a bad position, they would have just said, "Okay, I'm gonna gracefully bow out, wait for the ref to pull him off
Dude,
of
that's
me, and
literally
just
what
go
happened.
home to live to fight
I guess
another
he's
day."
saying
So,
like he waited, he like went to the
again,
second
respect to
round
TJ, even
or
despite all the
whatever.
shit I was talking and
He
his
didn't
shit
like
he was
give up
talking, but
or
I
something.
mean,
that's one of the
Aljamain's like,
was one,
respect to TJ because most guys would have done exactly what he did. He
I
literally
think
went into a bad position and waited for the ref to pull Aljo off of him.
I mean, yeah, he didn't resist that much, especially in the second round. But like, I guess
Uh,
he's saying like, oh, most people would have just quit in between the rounds. I guess.
dude,
Is
I
what
don't
they're trying
even
to say?
think that's true, but okay, let's
I don't
continue.
think it's true either. I actually just don't think it's true. Like, you might as
Yeah.
well try to land a lucky shot. That's exactly what TJ did.
I know.
It's so predictable. He just went out in the second round and he was throwing wild shots. You
Yeah.
might as well just go out and try. Like, dude, what? A couple more shots to the head is not going to deter a fighter. Like at that point, once you've gotten there.
Yeah, dude. I mean, whatever. I can't even fault him too much for this because this is just like normal MMA bad takes. But
Plus, he's just like giving props to his opponent to make him. I just hate you know what I hate in MMA the most?
What?
The false authenticity. When they're like, this fighter's such a warrior, this fighter's so good, this, that. When in reality, the only reason you're saying it is because he just beat the guy. It's like
Yeah.
when Sean O'Malley was giving Chris Moutinho props for taking a bunch of shots. He's like
know.
tough. It's like, dude, I don't give a fuck. We all knew he's just like a Pizza Hut delivery
Don't
dude
give a
they
fuck.
brought in for you to beat
He's
up.
a loser. He lost. Fuck him.
Well, it's just a matchup set up for you to win. Like, just relax. We all know what happened here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. I just feel like they think fans are stupid or something.
Anyway, like not off the chart bad takes from Aljo so far. Just that weird cringe shit. So let's just
That's
continue it.
one of the things about this sport, man. It's once it's done, we sign on the dotted line. I can say whatever I want to you because you're the guy I'm fighting. Fans can say humble, arrogant, cocky. I don't give a shit what you say. I'm fighting this guy, not you. You don't get to tell me my mental approach, my mindset approach, and how I want to play this game and leading up to the fight. That's not.
What is this narrative? Oh my god! Please, Aljo.
Dude, this is what I'm like.
Please,
What is happening?
I spend like a decent amount of time on MMA Reddit. That's not really the narrative surrounding this fight at
Dude,
all.
can you
No one's
actually
talking about how
tell me
humble
what he
you are,
meant
man.
by that? He's like, I signed the dotted line. I can say whatever I want. Fans have no right to tell me how to like approach this fight mentally.
I don't even know. I think who was telling him that he had to stay humble? Like no one says that shit about any fighter. No one even takes. Oh my god, this chip on his shoulder. Where is this chip on his shoulder coming from?
Dude,
Why does
I'm
it
pretty
feel
sure
like
he's like into
cold?
QAnon. I like that's the next step. That's literally the next step.
He's just like always playing some victim. It's like, dude, no one is telling you how your mental state should be. I guarantee that. I guarantee it. You can be as pissed off as you want, dude.
But
That's
also, I
standard.
don't even understand it. Is he saying like people just shouldn't be able to post like YouTube comments? Like, cause he said no one has the right. He's not telling me like you shouldn't tell me what my mental state is. He's like you don't
He's
have the
saying-
right to say what my mental state should be.
Okay, well, but okay. I don't. That's. Everyone's gonna have an opinion, right?
I mean,
you're
right? At least that's
you're-
a like.
it's
I mean, he's not gonna come out and say that, but all right, let's continue.
Not
I don't
fair
know.
for fans to try to dictate and put that on us
no
and
one's
try to
dictating- no
label
one
us and
can
call us
dictate
cringe
it.
or whatever.
No
Like,
one
shut the fuck up, bro.
could, even
I
if
can
they
say whatever the
wanted
hell I
to.
want to do to promote this fight. I can say whatever it is I want to get in my opponent's head. I can say whatever it is that I think that I believe because I'm the one that's getting in there, not you, not anybody else. It's me and him. At the end of the day, we get to settle it. And when it's done, humble in victory, humble in defeat, we go home to our families, and that's what it's all
But he
about.
just said he doesn't want to be told to be humble. Okay, he's humble, but he doesn't want to be told to be humble.
This
I
is
guess.
this is like the thing that I've noticed a lot with conservatives when it comes to social media, like social media specifically, and then freedom of speech, kind of like just as a whole. They really like saying that like, oh, no one should be able to get silenced and that everyone's opinion matters. But when it comes down to it, they don't want everyone's opinion to matter because they want the only opinion to matter is theirs. And they don't want like critiquing voices to be heard either. They're like, I want to be able to say my opinion and you shouldn't be able to say yours. Like he literally says, I sign on the dotted line. I have a right to say whatever I think is the facts. And then he's like, you can't say anything else.
Yeah, I don't think they understand what cancel culture is. Like cancel culture is separate from what you're saying. It's the use of deplatforming from a vocal minority usually in
I
order
mean,
to
he hasn't
silence
gotten to
someone.
the point of
This is just
complaining
like,
about cancel culture yet, but
but that's what he's implying. That's what the whole tone of his thing is. Like, people
it
just
literally
like
just
don't
seems
want
like
it.
he's whining because people are leaving like negative comments on his Twitter or YouTube pages.
YouTube's so bad though.
All right.
That's why I love the
Try
sport of
listening to
MMA.
his takes.
By the way, what did you say to him when he was sitting on the stool afterwards? It looked like
And I love how Ariel's trying to avoid this social media topic at all costs. Nice segue. By the way, what did you say to TJ?
went up to him you were like kind of kneeling down in
And
front of him.
Aljo's
What did you
bringing
say?
it there at all costs.
I just went over to him. I mean, honestly, it was in the moment. My adrenaline was running high. I do kind of crazy, sporadic shit when I'm like high on adrenaline. I think anybody does. But I just told him like, man, it's an honor to fight you. I said,
Talking
win
to
or
my
lose, bro.
opponent,
Even
crazy
if I
and
had lost, I think I told
sporadic.
him even if I had lost, you get all the respect in the world. You've done something that I always wanted to do. You're somebody I looked up to, and
EPO.
respect, man. Nothing but respect. There's no animosity on my side, and hopefully
really
there's none
learned a
on
lot
yours.
from your.
I mean, I might not have said it in that many
regiment.
words, but that's pretty much
I've always
the
wanted to
premises
do
of
that.
what I told him, and I could only imagine if he had won, how he probably would have rubbed it in my face. But that's the game we play, man. And guess what? When you lose, you really have no say in how your opponent handles the situation. So again, it comes down to once the fight's over, man, that's it. It's like the ship has sailed and there's nothing you can do about it. I can't go back and jump on him after the bell and take a cheap shot. I fought him fair and square like a man. We both made our
Dude,
walk
there
to
it
the
is.
octagon
Fair and
and
square like a man.
made a better man win. And unfortunately for me, it was my night. People could say whatever they want. And I know people are going to try to.
So now he just said people can say whatever they want. Also, dude, he said I fought him fair and square like a man. Aren't like the only people that don't fight fair and square men? Because historically, those have been the only like demographic group to actually fight. Is men.
I mean, I guess it's like manly. It's a manly ideal to go in to combat against a worthy opponent.
Dude,
actually,
this
although
not
that's like not even really true.
evolutionary, dude. Evolutionarily, that's false though. Literally, some of the most successful evolutionary, like reproductive strategies is pretending to be a female so that the alpha men take care of you while you're like fucking their wives.
That's amazing.
Like there's whole species of fish that the males have diverged, and then there's like half of the males look like they're females, and then the other half are like these alpha like himbo guys that are just brain dead and look big, and they're like guarding the nests and shit, and then like meanwhile the femme males are just sneaking around like fertilizing all of the eggs. Dude, that's literally like the opposite of what like actually is the case in life. Anyway, let's not even to mention it.
That's just stupid. I mean, whatever. It's
Human
like
history.
Kind of a
All right.
common saying, right? Like I'm fighting you like a man. It's bare fist, 1-on-1. No,
but he's like
no advantages, no handicaps.
Also, he didn't beat TJ fair and square. TJ was down an arm.
You didn't really beat him fair and square. It's true.
All right, okay, let's get
My wins is they find any way to discredit me any way that they can.
Oh my God,
which at this point is kind of laughable because no matter what I do, there's going to be some type of fault. I think that just lets every.
Dude, look at his eyes. I don't know if you can see the video. He looks like he's about to burst into tears. He's literally going like, they find a way to discredit me for everything.
I don't know, man. I don't know what he has such a chip on his shoulder for. Dude, you're the champion of the world. Enjoy it. You're on top.
Anyone in the world knows.
doing well. I mean, you're a great fighter. You're truly a great fighter. You're showing it. You're at the top now. You got your opportunity. You're making the most of it. Like this is everything's going your way. Just like what's the chip on? Whatever, man. I guess some people would perform better with a chip on their shoulder. That's like an athlete thing, I guess.
Well, I mean, I think he gets into that here.
Like no matter what you do, there's always going to be haters. There's always going to be someone judging, and there's always going to be
Keeps bringing
someone
it
trying
back
to
to him on
discredit
his
the
own.
things that you're doing.
I
Because
know.
when you're
Yeah,
being
he's
great,
obsessed with it, dude. He's
people always wanted it to
terminally
be them,
online,
or they just envy
which is
the work
actually
ethic, or
hilarious.
they admire you to the point where they have to hate on you to try to tear you down to make you feel like what you're doing is
They
worthless or
admire
not.
you to the point where they have to hate on you. That's a new one. I could genuinely say I haven't heard that before.
Or they just envy the work ethic, or they admire you to the point where they have to hate on you to try to tear you down to make you feel like what you're doing is worthless or not as good or ain't I don't know. It's so we live in a weird world, man. It's like why can't you just clap for somebody? Like just shut the fuck up, put your own
Oh, you
bullshit
just
aside.
clap for me.
Dude, such a fucking victim. He won the champion of the world. He won the championship of the world at like one of the most competitive divisions in the best organization. And he's like, why can't you just clap for me? Stop with the hateful comments on my YouTube videos. It's actually like, I mean, he's not going to like that I'm using this word, but it is cringy. Like, this is the type of cringe that doesn't make you want to watch. It just makes you want to shut it off. Like,
Exactly. Honestly, it's just like um, exhausting to listen to for me. But I'm just like, what are you
I know.
talking about? You're constantly complaining over and
And
over and over about a
it'd be
fan trying
one
to
thing if
scare
they were
you.
having a
And that's not even
conversation
like the
about
narrative
it.
for this fight, dude. Not even the narrative for this fight. Like people, they're discussing obviously the fact that TJ had an
Right.
injury when he went into the fight because that was obviously a
It's
factor.
no diss on
It's almost like
Aljo.
it's like what are you supposed to do? Just pretend like TJ came in, like there wasn't a factor at all. Like obviously it played a role.
And dude, the thing is, like, it'd be one thing if Aljo's talking about, like, getting online criticism when they're having a conversation about online criticism. But Ariel's just trying to talk about, like, the schematics of the fight, like pre-fight, post-fight, what were you feeling? And he keeps bringing it back incessantly to people, like, making him feel bad online. And it is just painful to watch because he's so obsessed with it. It's like because it's at the point where it's literally an obsession. All right, let's continue.
I didn't just clap for someone. Just shut up. You know what I mean? Like again, if I had lost, I would have eaten a lot of humble pie.
Yeah.
And I would have gracefully bowed down and said, "Hey man, you were the better man tonight," and that's it. That's how I've always been. I've lost. I've been knocked out.
I guess
It
he's
is what it is, man. I've
complaining
had close
that
fights.
TJ mentioned his injury. That's what I can put together from this. Like, that's
I mean,
like
I
the
feel like
best
he's
way-
complaining that the fans are mentioning TJ's injury.
Well, but right now he's like, oh, if I were in TJ's shoes, I would have just been like, okay, you beat me. I think
Maybe,
that's what he's trying to say,
but
right?
he's not criticizing TJ for. I mean, you're right. He is saying that, but he's not like using that as a counter to a previous point or like to support a previous point he made.
It's part of life.
It's amazing because when it was clear that he was hurt, the first thing that came to mind was, oh, everyone's gonna try to discredit Aljo. Like it was your fault that he got hurt. Like you were the one who threw the illegal knee. It is very frustrating.
I don't know why people don't take the time to like actually say the logic behind it. Like Ariel's like, "Oh, people are going to try to discredit Aljo." I agree with that. And he's like, as if it was his fault that TJ was hurt. That's not the logic that people are using here. It's not that they're going to discredit Aljo by saying that he was the one that hurt TJ. They're going to discredit him by saying he beat a diminished version of TJ. That's the discrediting, and it takes like 5 extra seconds to have just have a much more like honest conversation.
Okay, but if you're gonna count that as discrediting my win or his win, then like, I guess. But at that point, the only way to not discredit his win is to pretend like a massive factor in this fight just wasn't the case.
Right.
You know, it's like the talk about the fight as if it went completely differently. So
Yeah.
yeah, on some level, like
I mean,
reality
he
just
did
credited
beat
your
a
win.
diminished
And like
version of TJ. That's
the
fine.
reality of the situation is, yeah, your win is probably not as good as a healthy win over a healthy TJ. I mean, that's no one can change that. People are just pointing out what is. All right, whatever. Let's just keep going.
Okay.
And I'm wondering in the moment, like when that hits you, do you think like, oh, are you even thinking about those things? Like, oh God, here we go again. I'm gonna have to deal with this bullshit. Or are you again so locked
He's
in that
thinking
only
about
comes
them.
afterwards? Because I know you've seen it, and I think it's incredibly unfair to you. You play with the hand that you are dealt with, and that was the hand. And if he would have knocked you out with the other hand, no one would have said a thing. In fact, they probably would have been pouring salt on your wounds and said, "Look, he knocked him out." Like, come on, it's total bullshit. And he signed up to fight. He showed up to fight. Enough of
Ariel's
this
a little bit
nonsense.
too
And I feel
online
for you. I
too.
really do, because it annoys me. I can't
Yeah,
imagine how much
he
annoys
is.
you.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me in the moment, but afterwards when I go back and I read the comments, 'cause I read the comments. People could say,
Oh,
that's
you
the
don't
problem.
say
Yeah.
Aljo. You read
I-
the comments.
I'm very heavily involved in social media, man. It's our life. It's our branding. You don't get super crazy marketing and pushes from the UFC outside of certain people. I don't got to name names. I think people all know who they are. And you got to do your own promoting. You got to do your own branding. I don't got a PR agent. I'm not paying
Dude,
for that.
I can
Or I
tell.
haven't paid for that. So you got to do what you got to do.
I can
Yeah.
fucking tell that
And,
Aljamain Sterling doesn't have a
possibly
PR
you should get
agent.
one.
God damn it.
Do so I read the comments. I try to see what people are saying, try to get a feel. And it's like there's so many different viewpoints on me. There's like, oh, it's the cocky, arrogant Aljo who's not humble. There's the one that support me because I work hard. There's the ones that think that I'm fake. There's the ones that think that I'm cringe, and the ones that think that I'm cool. I'm like, I don't even know what persona I have with the media. It's so weird. Like people
Dude,
can't
that's
make up
not
their
the
mind.
fucking media. It's YouTube comments. There's like it's one thing to like analyze how the media is covering you, but it's another to just read YouTube comments on like your post-fight interview.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't. Okay, whatever. Holy shit.
But for people to try to discredit me, had this guy had won, it would have been the ending. It would have been a never-ending parade of the fake champion finally loses, who should have been 0-2 against Jan. It's just like there's literally no winning, and that's why I don't give a shit because of that.
But you
And
did
people are gonna
win,
say,
and there's
and
like
this is what's gonna happen.
comments
I'm gonna say this. and people are gonna
congratulating
go,
you on it.
oh, he says he doesn't give a shit, but he's reading the comments. I'm gonna go dumb. I'm reading the comments for my purpose of building the next fight, seeing what people are saying, seeing how to respond in the sense of how to go forward
Dude.
and
I mean,
proceed.
you
And
care
it's
about
all
the
a game.
comments,
It's a
Aljo.
business at the end of the day.
I know.
So if you
this
can't,
is,
You're not just reading it for business purposes. You're invested in it. In a
he's
way
just
that's, like,
coping right
you're
now.
really preoccupied by
He's
it.
just
Yeah.
justifying it. He's like, I don't have a problem. I'm reading the comments because I'm promoting the next fight. And I'm like doing social media analysis to see what the buzz is. Scrolling through the fucking YouTube comments.
wrap that around your head, then you're too dense and too stupid. And as I said, common sense ain't so common. And I read the comments, and it's good for me on the downtime because I get to chill
I
back
am
and
curious,
relax and
though,
just kind of laugh while I'm having.
I am curious as to what comments he reads. Because I scrolled through one of his YouTube video comment sections, and
Yeah.
they're all like, Aljo, you're so good. I want to like suck your dick, Aljo. And then
Well,
like
on Reddit, obviously, like a lot of people, even on Reddit, people weren't saying that Aljo. It was Aljo that. I guess I saw one post that was like Aljo's the luckiest champion, which he just is. Like,
yeah. Yeah, not
wins
gonna
the
lie.
fight via DQ, only time in history that's happened. Wins a razor close decision over the same guy, and then for his next title defense, fights a guy down a limb. Like, that's lucky, and that's just how life is, man. Life is crazy.
Right.
Life is lucky sometimes. You got lucky. Good
Yeah.
for you. Like that's all the post was saying. It wasn't even saying he's bad. Whatever.
Yeah, that's not even
I
criticism.
think Aljo's like kind of one of those guys who derives motivation from feeling like the world is against him. Not necessarily. a
Yeah, I
problem.
mean, you could hope, right? Like
Yeah,
what? Like
it's not
imagine if
necessarily a problem, though.
imagine if he doesn't read these comments and then his performance just like skyrockets. Like we don't know for sure that he gets motivation from this shit.
Yeah, it just whatever. I guess like the chip on he seems to like a chip on his shoulder. He seems to look for it.
Right.
That's kind of the impression.
Well,
I
he has
get,
a victim
so,
complex.
Yeah.
He does have a victim complex.
Yeah.
Beer, taking my victory lap. So the joke's on you. You're sitting here talking shit about a guy who's way more successful than you'll ever be in your life.
Oh
You
my
probably live
God,
in your
dude.
mom's basement. You're probably
Well,
eating a
what
bag of
do you know?
Cheetos at the moment, and you're
You're
probably
eating bag of Cheetos.
trying to discredit my wins, which are more valid than anything you probably did in your entire career or your entire life. And not to be a dick,
My
but that's
God.
really what it is. The reality sucks sometimes.
Dude, I'm sorry. I don't think being a UFC fighter is productive. I'm just gonna put it out there. I
That's
think
not
it's actually
productive.
an extremely selfish career, and like honestly, I think the world would probably be better without UFC fighters. Caveat: if that energy was put into like a more productive thing, but
Well,
like
it's just
one
entertainment. Like,
dude,
what is
it's
productive
entertainment.
about this job? Yeah.
It's one thing to
Not
fucking like
productive at all.
open a gym to help like youths that would be on the street or something,
Like,
but it's another thing to be a top world level athlete that's like just spending all of this money on yourself to like satisfy your ego.
well, I agree. Like, what's it called? I agree that he's successful. He's obviously successful at what he did.
He's successful in his career.
But I don't know what he wants. Like, he just wants people to not talk about. Like, that's how it's. You're in an industry that's designed to entertain people, have fans, get people watching. Like, people are gonna talk about your fight. That's how people engage with the sport. Most people don't even train, much less actually fight in a cage. Most people don't do anything related to combat.
Well, what does
sports.
he want to do? He only wants to get criticized by people that are like wealthier than him. Like if
You
Elon
can't
Musk
talk
came out to
unless
criticize,
you're-
yeah, if Elon Musk came out to criticize him, like I don't know what Aljo would do because I'm sure he's in love with Elon Musk, and like
He
he's
has to be, like,
rich
a Musk
too.
boy.
So I
These
guess like
people
maybe
like really like to idolize rich people. I think, especially like real estate owners. Like,
which is like
classic.
all MMA fighters.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, if anything, I feel like I'm one of those guys who try to praise people for trying to chase their goals and dreams, but then you got these fucking haters who sit there and doing all
After
these
you
things,
just-
and it's just like, dude, there's better things you could do with your time in your life other than trying to suck value from someone who's actually trying and sacrificing things to get to a fight. TJ came to the fight, no quit, didn't tap out, could have bowed out, took his check and went home, took the ass whooping like a man. And I even told Mark Goddard in the back room, I said, bro,
Dude,
I talked
holy
a lot
shit.
of shit.
TJ took the ass whooping like a man. He was laying face down on the canvas, getting pounded on, and waiting for another man to step in to save him. I want to say that's like a man, dude. It's like, I don't know. I think that's a pretty fucking sad end to like one of the legendary careers of the bantamweight division.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I'm assuming it's his last fight. I don't think he can come back from all that shit.
Dude, if he was a real man, he would have just ground the fucking nub that wasn't even connected into his shoulder. Used the skin to put pressure on it, to post on it, to stand up. Fuck the arm. Fuck the haters, dude.
Coming into this fight. So if it's looking bad for me and I'm trying to stay in the fight, let me fight and go out on my shield, please. Because at the end of the day, I want to take my ass whooping like a man. And I'm not looking for an
Oh
easy
my
way
God,
out to
shut
say
up.
whatever and have excuses. The ref.
Dude, also literally every fucking fighter tells the referee, if it's looking bad for me, don't stop it because there's like
I know everyone says that.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know why you're trying to get points for it. It's literally making it hard. Like, yeah,
and
you're
he's a
making it
fighter,
harder
he
for
should
yourself to
know
lose.
like it's
Well,
one thing to be like,
what's
"Oh, I'm a
he- I
new
don't know,
fighter.
man.
I think
Why
it's
does he-
cool." I
Like,
think
trying
it's
to get
cool.
points for something like
Yeah,
really
seriously.
Early stoppage.
common.
Let me go out there and do what I say I'm going to do. And if I can't do it, let the better man win and let him get his moment in the sun. And if it's to pound me out, it's to pound me out, man. Pause. But yeah, man.
Can I offer this?
And people
Can I offer you this in return? I get what you're saying about the comments and all that. Is there something to be said though about letting that toxicity get into like I don't want to get into the Andrew Tate stuff. I
Even,
really
like-
don't have any interest in that
Oh,
stuff.
no.
But I saw you engaging with all these people, and there was
This
a
is
part of
when
me
I'm
that wanted
like,
to reach
dude,
out
we
to you,
need
like
to
just
talk
be
about
like,
this shit.
yo,
Well,
man, you're
even
about to
Ariel
fight.
was
Who cares
picking up
about
on,
like
like,
just
the
ignore
victim
this for now.
stuff.
Deal with this later.
Yeah.
And so, isn't there a part of you that's like, there's this negativity and it's all coming at you, and it could get a little bit intoxicating. Wouldn't it be better for you and your happiness and your sanity? You've got a lot going for you. You're a happy man. You're engaged. Why let this even
Just
enter
shut
your
up
thought
and
process?
clap. That's what Aljo wants.
This is very valid, but for me, I truly believe I'm like a dove. I mean, if any one of
A
my
dove?
friends would talk to you,
Okay.
um,
Peaceful.
I think Al says it best. For some reason, I seem to thrive in the chaos. It's like I bring more weight on my shoulders to try to like prove to myself that I can do more when the scales are stacked against me. I don't know. Maybe I'm
I
a little
guess I
sick
didn't
in the head.
understand. He said he's a
Now,
dove, but he didn't describe a dove at all.
I thought he was gonna say I'm a duck, like shit rolls off of my back like water. But he said
Oh,
I'm a dove, and then he went on
wait.
to say I
I thought he was
thrive
gonna
in
say.
chaos.
I,
What the
I thought
fuck?
he was gonna say I'm like a
Doves?
dove. Yeah, exactly. I thought he was gonna say like I'm a dove, so I don't get into like arguments with people. I just
That's
like
yeah.
I'm peaceful. I just kind of, I guess I'm zen in
I
a sense.
think, dude, he talks in
But
so many like phrases and just like
I think he's
catchword, like
confusing himself,
catchphrases.
man.
I think he was gonna say I'm a duck, but then he went I'm a dove, and then he's like, oh, I've got to run with that.
You don't
And doves thrive in chaos.
you don't go to fighters for a good command of the English language. You know, good.
Dude, also like just
Articulate.
saying, I don't think thriving in chaos is the same as doing better when there's a lot of weight on your shoulders. I think that's
No,
literally the
it's not.
opposite.
I think once again I think what he's honestly just trying to say here is like I like
He likes
I
feeling like
like
the
it.
underdog.
I like feel like the underdog exactly. Well, not only
Yeah.
that, I like um
He likes it when
you
people
know
are doubting him.
yeah
pretty much.
doubting him, and then I'm arguing with you, and like I'm building up the fight in my head as kind of that war between me and like everyone around me, kind of.
Yeah.
that regards, and I guess that's a testament to my mental capacity, or maybe it's just a testament to just how sick that I actually am. That maybe I'm not the brightest. I guess that's you could kind of.
Dude,
So
he literally
random.
goes to that might be a testament to my mental capacity, or it might be a testament to how I'm not the
My
brightest.
mental ill capacity.
Dude, he literally went from my mental capacity to the opposite of my mental capacity.
Rationalize it that way. But I mean, I think I do a good job of compartmentalizing the situation. I can separate this from that and still focus on the task at hand and not get wound up and
I
distracted.
don't think he's shown an
So,
ability to do that
social
in
media
this
is my
interview.
place to kind of escape reality like everybody else who could go in there and talk shit and then have no accountability for the words. I could go there, talk shit, disappear, and do the same exact thing that they're doing. Except the difference is I'm actually doing something with my life.
Yeah, but he still
And I'm
doesn't
actually
have any
going to have to
accountability
be
for
held
his
at
words.
a greater responsibility in terms of the words, I guess the action for the word.
Like, dude, the only accountability for his words is like people complaining about how cringy he sounds online, and he can't even handle that. Like,
Yeah,
this
that's
is the
true.
thing, dude. And he's talking about people living in their mom's basement, like not having any accountability.
The whole
You have
mom's
the
basement
bare,
thing is just
he
so
has like
cringy.
the bare minimum of accountability,
It's
and
just
he
so
can't
cringy.
handle
I mean,
it.
don't you remember? I just think it's like a really disgusting, like capitalist way of looking at the world. I mean, don't you remember where you came from, Aljo? I guarantee like, he wasn't rolling in dough, man. He's a fighter. He came up through regional promotions, not making shit. He came into the UFC on like
I
the
know,
classic
right?
10-10 contract. What is he talking about? Everyone starts somewhere. Just relax. Like your success and your wealth doesn't make your opinion more valuable.
Yeah, I know. And
Your expertise on the subject might make your opinion more
I mean,
valuable.
it's the
It
classic
has
thing of
nothing
like
to do
once
with,
I've
you
made
know,
it, I only respect people that have also made it.
right. Like once,
But
if you're gonna say I'm an MMA fighter, I'm the UFC champion, I've devoted my life to combat sports, so my opinion on this is more relevant. Okay, I could even understand that, but like this whole you're just a neckbeard living in a basement, so you shouldn't talk. That's a cringy thing to say, man, and that's not even like accurate.
yeah, and dude, I honestly value people like lifelong devoted MMA fans that live in their mom's basements opinion on MMA fights more than fighters' opinions on MMA fights. Because a lot
I
of
know,
fighters
it's so
are
funny because
dumbasses.
fighters' opinions on fights are so bad. It's it's atrocious. I mean, just look at like the Islam versus Oliveira takes. Every
Right.
single like the thing with fighters takes in MMA is it's always just what they want to happen or what they would like to
Yeah.
how they would like to see the division. So
I
everyone
mean,
wanted Charles to win because they didn't want Islam as a champ because they know they can't beat
I
Islam.
mean, there's the
So
rare
they're all like,
exception. Like I would say Volkanovski's probably the best
sure,
active
Volkanov. Of course, there are
analyst.
exceptions. You know, Volkanovski's a great
But
analyst.
he's literally the best fighter ever too. So, or like
Oh,
the
yeah.
best current fighter.
It's just funny. It is funny because, like, yeah, I frankly, your success as a fighter has very little to do with how good of a
Yeah,
analyst you are.
exactly. It is
Yeah.
nothing to do with it.
Words.
Which is why I always laugh when they're like, when fighters complain to reporters, well, you haven't fought at all. It's like, okay, and
I mean, I'm reporting on the sport. I'm
Yeah,
I'm
I've
about as adjacent as you can get.
I've
I don't
probably
know.
watched more fights than you. Like it's so dumb.
How would I even word that? I guess I would have more responsibility for my words. Got more responsibility. Like there's a price to pay for my words
Right.
versus everybody else.
What is the price?
So
Feeling
yeah, I
bad when
might
people
bring it on myself, taking
complain
on more
about
than
your
I
words?
need to,
Yeah,
in the sense
exactly.
of like, yeah, I should just be focused. But I'm like, yeah, I'm sitting in a hotel room, I'm cutting weight, I'm bored, I'm on my phone. If
Yeah,
I'm
so
not
you're
doing
not
anything, it's like,
fucking
I don't
going
know.
through the analytics of your social media to see what like the opinion on you is. You're just bored. You're just doing it for fun. You have a weird addiction to it. Like he
But
contradicts
as long as it's
himself
not
all the
bothering
time.
me, if it was getting to me and I was getting riled up and then I was like emotionally distraught, then I could be like, yeah, man, I need to be like deactivated and staying away from this. But it hasn't been a deterrent for anything. Like, if anything, I feel like I thrive in chaos. I like the shit talk. I like the animosity. I like when people talk shit to me because I get to stick it to you and prove you wrong, you know?
Mhm.
And maybe there's something to be said that I could do it the easier way and not need that. But I feel like for me, it's more fuel for the fire. And it kind of gets me wound up, man. There's nothing that gets you more excited when someone talks shit and you could like just shove it in their faces and tell them to suck it, bro. That's like
I can tell
that's
he
like
really
the
likes
ultimate
that. Yeah.
satisfaction. There's really nothing greater than that. I mean, but there's the
Like the only criticism I can really love here is that he's contradicting a lot of what he said earlier. Like, oh, just shut up and clap for me. Or
It seems like he's really thriving on the interaction.
no, he
with
likes
fans.
it.
Yeah,
He
I
likes
love
it.
that.
Just say that you
Yeah.
like it. There's healthy
Yeah.
relationships you can have with fans, like even if
Yeah.
they're shit talking you. Like I think that's a valid relationship you can have, but don't also come out and say, "Well, you haven't done anything. You don't even have the right to be commenting on anything that I do."
silent killers was more stoic. They'll be quiet and they'll do it peacefully. Nah, I like chaos, bro. I like chaos. Let's burn the fucking houses, burn the fucking bridges, burn the city down, and let's get crazy and see who survives the fire first. You know, the longest. You know, that's kind of my mentality. And again, if it's not deterring from my performance, my training, my sleep, and my peace,
That
I'm
picture's
at,
funny
I'm at
for
peace.
when Aljo's like,
I can go do
"You
this.
lost like a man."
Get off the phone and forget about it. Literally like this, seconds. Where some people, I can say something, I know it burns them, and they're gonna be commenting, and then I don't remember that
I'm
even
gonna be
commented.
commenting.
That for me is satisfaction because for them they're wound up, and for me I'm sitting there, I'm on a beach somewhere, I'm in freaking Dubai. Where are you? Where are you in the middle of nowhere? You know what I mean? Like
What?
I'm living the dream. I think life's good on my side, but
I'm
I
not in
get what you're
fucking
saying.
Dubai. That's like
And
the
The
worst
weirdest,
place to be.
just the strangest trump card I've ever heard. Just like I've, I don't even.
I'm in Dubai. Where
I'm
are
in
you?
Dubai.
In America? What
It's
kind of?
literally just like this.
It's like I'm living off of slave labor right now. What about you? In America,
That's
also
badass, man.
living a little bit more removed from slave labor? Come on.
I've had people reach out to me and tell me like, dude, stay off social media. You don't need this type of thing. But the one reason I even engage in that, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole again, is because my words were twisted. And that's the last thing I refuse to do is to let someone try to twist my words and manipulate them and try to paint me in an image that I'm not and to try to label me as something that I've never once agreed with, never once sided with, never once said
Dude,
I
holy shit. I just have to comment on this picture. There's literally like 4 different cameras they're looking at. Her and this guy. Wait, no, she's
Yeah.
looking at one camera. Aljo and Al and Marab are all looking at the main camera. And then this guy's looking at one. And then like Ray Longo's looking at a 5th one.
I think the girl and the guy
she's
next to
looking
Marab
down.
are both looking at the same one. I think maybe not.
And
I
then
don't know.
this dude,
Yeah.
it's just funny.
Terrible picture.
backed or supported and then try to make me look like I'm some type of asshole because I'm not that guy. And if you think that I'm going to be that guy and bow out and just apologize and say, you're right, I should. No, motherfucker. I'm going to sit there and tell you what I said. You're going to listen to me and we're going to have an adult conversation. And if you don't want to listen, then guess what? I'm going to still say what I'm going to say. And maybe again, maybe I'm doing too much, but that's just me, man. I can't be anybody else but Aljamain Sterling. If you like it, you do. If you don't, dude, cool. There's other people you could go gravitate to and cling to, man. I'm
Remember
gonna
the
be me. I'm
built-in
gonna be me.
excuse?
I'm gonna be authentic, and
What? I
What
don't.
built an excuse?
What kind of point is he trying to make here? Because there is a built-in excuse in this fight.
It was, yeah, I felt like, yeah, whatever.
I'm not gonna change for
Not
nobody.
even an excuse, really. It's just what happened. That's what I don't get. Like, it's not an excuse. Like, it's kind
I
of
know.
on TJ. It's kind of like what we were talking before. Like,
All right,
it's
so it's
on
been
TJ
2
that he
days.
showed up like
I feel like
this.
you have
It's just what happened. It's just the reality, man.
three
So,
options,
dude.
3 really good options. Obviously, Sean O'Malley. Then you got Cejudo. Dana
Okay.
brought him up at the post-fight press conference, which I thought. Now, who are you leaning towards?
Isn't Dana the funniest guy?
Why is that?
No, I
Right,
want
that's
you to
part-
answer. I want you
This
to
is the
answer.
stuff I was
Well,
hearing that was
I mean,
really strange to me.
actually, funny would be the last thing I would call him, but I
haven't
guess
heard
it
this
depends
one.
on in what way.
When I say funny, funny can have many different meanings.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, I like Dana on a personal level, like
Do you?
outside of the cameras and everything.
Okay.
I like Dana.
All right.
But some of the things that he actually says is like beyond like me sometimes. Like you go on record, you say whoever wins this fight is clearly getting the number 1 shot because it makes sense.
Right.
After the fight, everything completely changes, and then you throw Henry Cejudo in the mix. And I'm just completely confused because I'm just like, this guy hasn't fought in over 2 years. You don't want to give him a title shot to go be triple champ, which I'm not opposed to because I think if anyone deserves it based on merit, it's him. And I'm not a hater by any means. But then the guy comes back after 2 years, fought at 125, fought, I think twice maybe at 35, and he's supposed to come back get an immediate title shot after doing
I
what?
mean, he
You know what
fought
I mean?
2 championship fights.
Now it's like I almost feel, and I could be completely wrong. I almost feel like they're looking for a last hope of someone who could take out Aljamain Sterling.
Oh my
And
god,
they're hoping that
dude!
they
I
can
know.
make this
This
wrestling
is what I
He
heard.
really
That I was
said
like,
that?
narrative.
wow. Okay. I mean, okay. First of all, it's such a jarring thing to say when you're coming off of fighting a guy. Like, probably the easiest title defense in the UFC. Like, I can't think of an easier title defense in all of the UFC history than a guy who is so handicapped. He's down a limb. He's just down a
Dude,
limb.
I know.
It's crazy. All right.
And then you're getting a
Second of all,
championship
that's not
off
even
of
what-
retirement.
That's not even. Second of all, Aljo has been building up the Cejudo fight since the DQ victory. Okay, and right after that fight, he was like facing off with Aljo. He did a podcast with DC on DC's channel with Henry. He did a podcast with
Oh.
Henry on where they're like this like the whole time they're just like saying they're like doing passive aggressive digs at each other basically, and just like trash talk on Twitter. And third of all, didn't even go down like the way he described me. Like Dana White mentioned, it's like kind of likely before the fight that Jan versus O'Malley will fight for
Right.
the title. Right? It's a strong possibility.
Dude,
And
and
then
even if he
after the
said
fight-
it for sure,
No,
who the
after-
fuck cares?
Exactly. But then, because Dana, like, he just says shit and they do whatever they want. And then it's not like it's a binding thing. And then after the fight, in the post-fight presser, this is what the way it went down. There was like an interviewer who was asking really obtuse questions. And Dana was just like being obtuse back, basically being kind of an asshole back. And then he was just
Yeah.
kind of like, oh, what's going to happen next? And then Dana was like, we're thinking about it. How does Henry sound? Like it was like phrased very weirdly, and then he was just like, well, how
Dude,
does
and
that sound
everyone's
to you,
acting like that was planned. They're like, oh, Dana White's just like doing
He just
mastermind
threw a
moves,
name out there.
dropping
No.
Henry's name.
I don't know. I saw a thumbnail. I didn't listen to this video, but apparently Ariel reported that the UFC is trying to target Cejudo versus Aljo, and it's like, okay, but let's just understand this. Like, before Sean O'Malley versus Jan, we didn't know Sean was going to win such a controversial decision. We didn't know it was going to go down like that. Okay, if we're talking about meritocracy, if we're talking about who deserves the title shot more, I think now would be a good time to bring Cejudo in. I really
Right,
do. I
dude.
think now is like a
Right.
great time. There's no clear contender at the moment. Now it's a great time because all those out of the picture. Marab, Sean O'Malley are like the only, and Cheeto Vera are like the only 3 guys in the picture. There's Corey
All of
Sandhagen
those
is probably
could
gonna
use
fight one
another
of them.
win.
All of those could use another win. bring in the double champ, the triple champ, man. I mean, he retired on a win. Like this is totally fine. But like,
I
this is like the
also
least unreal. Like, this is just like such a reasonable thing to do by the UFC. This
also
is
like
what the
is his
fans want, man.
stance that anybody that the UFC brings in to fight him is like their chance to try to get rid of him?
I guess because he's honestly, I think that he perceives Sean O'Malley to be a really good matchup, which is probably true, and so he just wants to farm a win off of him.
Yeah, I think you're right. And then like I think that's kind of what he was expecting, and then when he heard Henry Cejudo,
Right.
he just kind of went brain dead. Like that's the only explanation that makes
I think he was
sense.
like angry because he expected an easier fight for his next fight.
I mean, he must
But-
have been super happy when Sean O'Malley got the win, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And didn't knock Piotr out. Like a controversial close win. Like plus seeing how
Well, maybe it
how
would've been
easily
better.
Jan wrestled him.
Maybe he would have preferred it, honestly, if Sean O'Malley got the cleaner win.
Right. But like also just seeing how easily he was wrestled by Jan, like I can imagine he was salivating seeing that, but also this take just makes no sense. That came out of left field for
They have the Olympic
Yeah, it
wrestling now.
doesn't.
D1 wasn't good enough. Now the Olympic wrestling might be good enough to take
oh
out
my
the D1.
god, dude. People that talk about the wrestling accolades when they're at the top level of MMA is like including high school shit on your resume like post college. It's like I volunteered
it's
at my
true.
local garden
It's
store.
true, yeah.
It's so, dude, it's like you're living in the past. Come on, get over it. It doesn't even apply. It does not
doesn't really
apply.
yeah.
It's like 10 years ago.
The wrestler. But I can tell you one thing for certain: this ass whooping is an equal opportunity employer.
God, dude.
All races,
Aljamain,
all
if
colors
he,
can get
if
it.
he
You
gets
know what I
old
mean?
and
So
has grandkids, he's going to be
it
like
really
a
don't matter.
super
So
fucking
if it's
annoying
Henry,
grandpa.
if it's Cheeto from Ecuador, if it's O'Malley with the colorful hair, Mr. Sugar Tits, if it's a rematch with Jan, because we know the UFC likes to give title shots to people who are coming off losses. If they want to give it to Sandhagen, you know, there's plenty of options. Right now, I'm on my victory lap. I'm going to enjoy it because I think it's well deserved. And they got to do something with Marab, give my man an opportunity to make his claim for a number one contender fight so that he can get his opportunity to fight for a belt so that I can figure out what I'm going to do, whether it's staying at 135 or going up to one.
Make his claim for a number one contender fight. So he wants Marab to fight another fight and then a number one contender fight and then the belt?
I think it's just meant. I think he wants them to just be a number one contender fight.
Okay.
45, so he can figure out what he's going to do, and we could try to plan around this, you know? It would be nice to have 4 champions all come from Long Island and having Georgia have their first UFC champion as well.
Do you think that the UFC, and in particular Dana White, was upset that you won on Saturday?
What do you think, Ariel?
I don't know.
Dude, these are the fucking questions that make me not like Ariel, but they also are the questions that like make the juiciest parts of the interviews. So I can't even
I mean,
blame him.
he wants Aljo to speak his piece, basically.
He just wants Aljo to he just wants to encourage Aljo on going on a rant.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I'm a couple of rum drinks in right now, but I really don't know. Hey, I'm on
Okay,
my,
so
I'm
he
on my
is
victory
drunk
lap,
in
right?
this
Why not
interview.
enjoy? I'm in Dubai.
That makes
Yeah,
this
man,
shit a little
enjoy
bit
it.
less
Hopefully-
egregious.
You guys talk behind the
Hopefully
scenes?
soon, but I
You break bread at all?
I love it. We have before the fight. We had some good conversations where we're supposed to have a sit down. He said, I don't know what's too much of being like disclosing to the headlines anymore because no longer are all the commissions disclosing fighter pay, which I didn't know, which I found out after the Jacksonville fight when I did that podcast on my YouTube channel and I disclosed that and I had no idea that wasn't disclosed. I was like, oh, now I kind of feel stupid. I thought it was disclosed, but it wasn't. So I don't know what's too much is too much because then I can say one thing's for certain. My bank account, I finally hit $1 million comfortably
Really
with my
stacking
3
on his bank
houses and all
account.
my other investments,
Wow.
not including those, just straight up actually
Why?
breaking
Yeah,
that.
Ariel didn't
And
even
I'm
ask
super
him
proud of
about
that.
this.
It might not be something to brag about. To
Anyway,
other
do you want to
sports,
stop watching this?
but for
Let's go to his
someone who's
YouTube
been in
channel.
a sport like this where the pay scale isn't the
How much longer have
craziest,
the interviews left?
I'm proud to say, like,
guess
of
only
all the
7
things
minutes.
I've been able to do, buy my mom a house, buy myself a
I'm
house.
gonna finish it off. But let's not pause as much.
Where I'm at right now, I'm in a very good place in my life. And thankfully, it's because of Dana and Hunter and those guys, Lorenzo, all those guys. Because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have this platform to do this. And I don't know what they really think about me, man. Like I said, behind closed doors, it's all great conversations. We're all cool. But in terms of business, business is business, and I get that. So they're going to try to appeal to the market as much as they can appeal to make the most dollars that they can make for the company. And I understand this. So there's no hate on me or regret, I should say, because I want to make as much money as I could possibly make. So I get it.
He asked if Dana
Hopefully,
was rooting
we
against
honor
you.
the agreement that was made before this
I don't
fight,
know.
and we
He
have a
loves
sit
going on
down and
rants.
we can
Like,
see where everyone is at
okay,
and
I don't. Okay.
see what the next big fight
What
is
does
on
that
the
have to do
table.
with
He's not even
anything?
saying anything.
And by
He's
the
just
way,
like, I don't know.
I asked
in
you
like
last time, but like, do you have
5-minute long rants.
a preference? Do you have a preference? As like right now, are you leaning towards one of the three
Okay,
guys?
preference.
Honestly, Ariel, if I'm being honest, I haven't even thought about it.
Okay.
I mean, I
Come
live in
on,
Tucson.
Come
dude.
on.
You just said that they brought Henry Cejudo in to
You
like
did
beat
think
you.
exactly. You did think
I
about it a
felt bad for
lot.
Jan.
You
I
apparently
felt
think
he
there's
got-
like a conspiracy
did think he
against
got
you in the
robbed.
UFC.
I think Amali was
based
a little
on what Dana White
shocked
said.
and perplexed at the decision as well. I think he kind of caught him off guard. That was a split decision. I think it either caught him more off guard.
Why does this show throw
Now
up
he
like
knows what it feels
tweets and
like
shit?
when I was in the same position.
God, I'm
And
so
the
glad I
difference
don't
is
watch
I
this on
actually knew
YouTube.
I won
Like
the
this is
fight,
really annoying.
And he's on the side where he won the fight.
And this is the
doesn't
same
even know if
tweet
he
they
really won
showed
the fight
last
till he goes
time.
back and watches,
They're
right?
recycling
But I knew,
tweets.
based on the strike count, that I freaking won the fight. You know, so at the end of the day, man, this is the most competitive division. People are gonna try to find any way to discredit me. I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing, keep racking up these W's. The numbers
He
don't
asked you
lie.
who you
Go back
wanted
and
to
look at
fight
the history
next.
books. I should have the most wins in the bantamweight division, but they don't count my Henry Barrow win because California Athletic Commission decided
Shit, he
on the
brings
week of
this
the
up
fight
all the
to
fucking
make it a
time.
catchweight at 140. So technically, I do surpass TJ with the most bantamweight wins, but also technically, for the record, since it was a catchweight, I don't get that one win, so I'm tied with TJ right now, which kind of sucks in that sense because
He's
I feel
like,
I'm kinda
technically
denied
I have the
doing that
most,
in
but
that
also
regard.
technically I don't have the most.
What
So
is
many
he
good
even?
options.
Why is
Henry's
he even
there,
going through all this,
Cheetos
dude?
is there, Sugar Tits is there, Piotr is still there.
What
Dude,
is
he's
even
just
going
obsessed
on?
with like
The
accolades.
Sandman's
Why do
there
you
as
think he
well,
brings
so
up
there's
like D1
a lot of
wrestling all the time?
opportunities for me to go out there and still create
Because these
history and
opponents
do what
have
I need
better
to do.
wrestling accolades
And
than he did.
I think my performance, dude, I caught the kick. I outstruck him in the beginning of the fight, and he threw the kick.
Oh
everything
no
that he
shit,
saw
you
that was
outstruck him.
24, I
Dude,
stepped
you don't
in,
need to go
knowing that
through
he
it. We
might
all
do
know
that,
you
and
beat
knowing
his
that whatever.
ass.
I can show you so many different.
But what is he
things
trying to
on my
prove? What is the
sparring
argument
footage
he's
where
trying to
we
make
worked so
right
many
now?
nuances
That I
with
Dude,
TJ.
won
he's
the
just
fight
going
fair
on a
and square?
drunken rant.
And show you so many different times where I
It's
caught
like
kicks,
actually what it feels
ran
like.
the guy down, took him down, and that's exactly what would have happened. They posted arm, and again, I've dealt with the labrum.
He's saying he would have
surgery
beat
before.
TJ even if
I
TJ
fought
had
8
two arms,
professional
which I
fights,
don't think
7
anyone's like
my 8th one is when I
not
came back
saying.
from surgery, and then I got signed to the UFC. So I know what it feels like to go with that. And again, not knocking TJ, but for someone that made up all these things in the world,
Just
and all
knock
the
him.
fans
You
bandwagoning a cheater and saying that I'm building an
Dude, I have to
when I
pause
lose.
it.
Like I said, man, if I
This
lose
like false nice guy persona that he puts on just pisses me off all the time. He's like, people just make comments and they're living in their mother's basements eating Cheetos. Like, I've achieved more
Yeah,
than you're
he's
ever
really
gonna
an
achieve.
asshole,
Not
yeah.
that I'm trying to like break down people's dreams. I'm always supportive of people. And then he's like, I'm not trying to discredit TJ. 100% props to him. I have the utmost respect of him. But this guy's a cheater and he lost fair and square. I beat him. It's like, come on, dude. You don't have to always preface this shit by pretending to be a nice guy and then you like go in and just tear them apart. Just be yourself. Holy shit, dude. You don't always have to lie and be who you think people want you to be. It's actually, yeah, it's just, this is why people don't respect you, Aljo. This is why.
take my L like a man and I go home. Whether you're cheating or not, I don't give a shit. I lost. I stepped in the octagon.
He definitely does give a shit.
Win or lose.
What do you mean?
I go-
Whether you're cheating or not, I would just
Christ.
leave. Holy fuck. The thing is, like, he's drunk, but he says the same shit when he's sober. So, like, he's just a little bit more open here.
Go home with those results. So for him, to, as soon as the fight's over, to say that, and then the fans try to use that against me and say, "Oh, he heard it in the first 30 seconds." I'm like, dude, I took him down. He made it to the fight thinking that he could beat me, right? So
No,
guys,
no, he
stop
didn't.
making excuses for these people because at the end of the day, these excuses don't write checks. Wins do, and clearly I'm in the history books, and we'll see which fight is going to be the biggest. I think if anyone is the biggest fight, maybe it's O'Malley in terms of name value, in terms of performance.
Yeah,
I
so he
think
wants. Oh,
he
dude,
saw
look,
what I
he's
did
wearing
to
the
TJ,
Rolex
he
that
saw what
the
I did to
YouTube
Jan,
video showed him
and
getting.
his other previous
It's
opponents
an
that were
ugly
in the top
watch
5,
too.
top
It's
10.
way
Remember,
too
Ariel,
gold.
my
It
third
looks
UFC
so
so
fight, I
gaudy.
was
ugly.
the number 6 guy ranked in the world. And since then, I haven't fought anyone
And
that was
actually, like,
unranked.
Also,
big
look at how
Rolex
low on the
don't look
wrist
good
it's
today.
My resume
hanging.
speaks for
That's
itself.
like
These
really
guys who are
fucking
catching
annoying.
me in the most bantamweight wins, they fought guys that were unranked. They fought guys that were on losing records and things like that. I never did any of that. No shortcuts, no handouts. So if you can't respect that, then you don't respect the game. You're just looking at the media and running with
I
headlines.
feel like we could get
being a
an
hater just
Aljo
because you're
interview
just a
on
fucking
this
hater.
channel. All we
And it
need to
sucks
do
to
is
live a
like
life
stroke
that.
his ego.
Who wants to be in a life surrounded by hate? If you're in my circle, bro,
Not after
if
this
you're a
video.
hater, anybody,
Dude, he's
just
not gonna
listen,
watch
and
our
I'll
video.
call
Are you
out
kidding
for
me?
that. You know what I mean? So
Look,
Yeah,
we
true.
get him when he's a little
there's no
tipsy and we
place
just
in
let him
in
rant.
my crew for
And
that.
then we gently
you
like
can say
push
someone's
back
a
against
bitch or
it until he
whatever, but at
rage
the end of the day,
quits
we
and
always
like
we
slams his
respect
laptop closed.
people for what they've done, you know? And we don't gotta like you, but we're gonna always respect you, you know? And you don't gotta like me, but you're gonna respect what I do. You're gonna respect the body of work that I've accomplished. And
But it seems
when I
like he
figure out
wants,
who's the best fight,
he
man, I
does
feel
want
like no one
people to
cares
have
about the
to like him,
Henry Cejudo fight.
or at
But the
least not
hardcores,
criticize him at all.
like if you want to talk about dollar signs, it's O'Malley. You want to
I
talk
think he
about
just
legacy, it's Peter Yan. You
wants
want to talk
people
about
to
intrigue fight
criticize
because they
him
thought I
just
got through
enough.
really quick, and it might have been lucky. You got Sandhagen, so I got options, man.
Don't mention
I'm gonna
Cheeto,
sit
huh?
there. We're gonna
No
figure it
Cheeto?
out. Let's see. Did I say Cheeto? No.
No, you didn't.
You know, and Cheeto's a weird one, man. You know, we were kind of cordial. And
Yeah,
cool
because he
before
knows
this whole
Cheeto's
weird
like
thing happened
really
between
fucking
us,
good.
'cause someone asked me about the O'Malley fight, and I said it was a weird
Cheeto
thing,
versus
Cheeto threw a
Sterling would
kick. I
actually
said, "You won."
probably
Like,
be
it
the
was a
best
fluky
bantamweight
thing
fight they could
that
put on
happened
right
in
now.
terms of the reaction.
Like even
Cheeto
more than
won.
Cejudo
And
in
he
my
took that as
opinion.
like disrespect, and the guy started going off on.
I want to see Cejudo come back,
You'd have
man.
felt like
He's still
Yeah,
like
I want to see
in his
Cejudo
prime.
come back, but I just feel like
how he reacted.
Cheeto's in such a groove right now, and his
Oh
fighting
yeah,
style is
yeah.
so
I
interesting.
want to see Cheeto more. Well, yeah, I guess part of it's just like
Fight again. If you don't fight
Cheeto
again,
or
who cares? You got the
Cejudo
W,
won't
you
come
go
back
home.
unless it's for a
Who
title,
cares? That's
and
literally
at that
how
point
I
I'm
live
like,
my
fine.
life.
Okay, dude, this
Just
tweet
do
is
it.
this tweet is actually funny. I'm gonna put the whole bag of Cheetos on your mouth. I'm assuming he's talking about his testicles here.
He was
But
pretty good. I watched a little bit of his interview on Ariel Hawani too. I
That's
was in
what
the
he needs
middle
to
of
get
that.
up in the morning to
He's
feel
just funny.
animosity to.
He
to
really
want to
doesn't
Yeah.
give a
get in there
shit.
and
I
octagon
like
to
him.
compete. Then
he's
I
just
get it.
authentic.
But I don't know. I got
Yeah.
man. I'm here to compete against.
God,
the best
can
in the
Ariel
world.
end this
Cheeto's the guy
interview?
that needs to be
Jesus.
the guy to beat me.
It just keeps
Dude,
going.
I think I do the same exact thing to him as well. You know,
Yeah, that's
he
a
might
long
have a little
interview.
bit better jiu-jitsu. He might have
It's
two
not
arms,
long. He's just saying the
two
same
arms.
shit over and over again.
Well, he's just rambling
I think
about
we can all
things that
agree,
are.
man. If I take you
Oh,
down,
God.
it's literally a problem.
Aljo,
If I
congrats
take
on
him
the
down,
win.
it's
I'll let
literally
you
a
go.
problem.
Please
I mean,
enjoy
yeah,
yourself
I
celebrating
for in
another big win for you.
most
I'm curious to see
cases,
how this goes. Curious
between
also
any
to see
two
this time
fighters,
next
a
year where
takedown is
you're
a
at. Maybe
problem.
you're fighting for the 45
So
belt. Marab's
stupid.
fighting for the 35 belt. There's a lot of big fights for you. in the
Dude, I
coming
mean, I
years,
can't
so,
even like hate on
congrats,
him for
enjoy
that
it,
because a
and
lot
don't
of
let the
people say
haters get you,
stupid
man.
shit that
Don't
doesn't
feed the
actually mean
trolls,
anything
'cause it's like a vicious
in like
cycle. I know,
the
I
world
know.
of MMA analysts. Hold on, shit, I was talking. I want to rewind this.
Belt. There's a lot of big fights for you in the coming years. So congrats, enjoy it. And don't let the haters get you, man. Don't feed the trolls because it's like a vicious cycle. I know. It's just a lot. It's a lot. Don't
I'm
let-
gonna feed him.
Okay.
It ain't gonna get to me, Ariel. I'm gonna feed him, but it ain't gonna get to me. I tell you that.
All right. Enjoy it, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, there he is.
Dude, the thing that I got out of that interview is that Aljo himself is just an internet troll. He's just a Reddit troll. Okay, so here's the video of
That's
Aljo getting a watch. Who cares? Whatever. I'm just gonna mute it. So
I don't even know who this guy is.
Dude,
He's-
this is
I think
the
he's
cringiest
thanking-
shit. This is like a perfect example of just like corporations jerking each other off, and like also just this like whole separate world of influencers and shit.
It's like influencer shit, yeah.
But
I
it's
don't really get it.
influencers being represented by corporations. Like that's really what it is.
But
like,
what?
this is
he just-
Rolex?
Is this an ad for Rolex? Is that what this is? Is an ad
I
for
don't know.
Rolex?
I don't know who
I
this
feel
guy
like that
is.
doesn't make a lot of sense. Like,
I'm assuming Skinny
doesn't
Bets is a gambling
feel like-
site.
well, I think he is thanking Aljo because he bet on Aljo and made a lot of money.
No, dude. He said this is a gift for like the bantamweight champ. I think he would have given this to TJ if TJ won. Like this. Oh, you know what? That's not the Rolex that he was wearing on Ariel's show, because that had like silver on it. Look, he's wearing a fucking Louis Vuitton hat wearing a Rolex, wearing honestly
Jesus, dude,
extremely ugly clothes.
I hate this culture. I hate this fucking culture.
Also,
of, like,
dude,
wearing
fucking
brand name
beard-
shit just for the sake of being brand
the
name.
fucking beard in the bucket hat guy is wearing, like that the guy
Yeah,
wearing
yeah,
the
that's
bucket
true.
hat is wearing, is horrible.
Sick.
That's like the worst kind of beard. It's like a chin strap beard that doesn't even have the straps. It's so bad. I mean, I guess it's like a Muslim style beard, right? That's what a lot of Muslims have, but it's not even like long,
But
and it doesn't go up the
It doesn't
jawline.
go up the jaw, yeah.
And it's not even like trimmed. It goes all the way back to his neck. It's just like the grossest kind of beard you can have. It's just a neck beard, okay? It's a neck beard. And dude, this guy's outfit, he's not even wearing an undershirt. I don't know if it's that I'm so out of it, but dude, what is this outfit? Can you tell me, man? Bucket hat, wearing the same shorts.
It's strange because Aljo is wearing such like brand name like flashy clothes, and then this guy just shows up looking like he just got done
he's wearing
fishing
a
in the
Louis
bayou.
Vuitton hat.
He just got done fishing in the bayou.
Dude, no, he looks like he's a little
though.
6-year-old kid dressed up by his mom on the first day of kindergarten. And he's like the type of kid that gets bullied for his outfit. Okay? That's what it looks like. Whatever. Like, I can't hate on Aljo for celebrating, but this little, like, cultural flashpoint where you get, like, this guy represented by Skinny Betts or whatever giving a Rolex.
Oh, let me see. Is this a Skinny Best promotion? Let me see.
To Aljo, and then Aljo films it and puts it on his YouTube channel. Come on,
I don't know.
dude.
I think he's.
Come the fuck on.
Yeah, I think he runs a gambling business basically. He
has
sells
to.
his picks. He just sells his picks. Yeah, that's what it looks like online.
Wait, what happened?
He's just one of those guys who sells his picks for fights.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is.
Okay, dude, let's fucking watch this shit. So easy win. Charles wins. So he did a.
Oh my god,
280.
that's enough Aljo for now, man. That's a
No,
good video.
dude. The Andrew Tate one. Come on.
Oh yeah, sure. I want to watch the Aljo.
On a yacht with
Andrew
Andrew
Tate.
Tate.
About to go hang out with the boys, with the crew.
What
Should
did he
be a
even
great
say
time.
about that? Okay, let me pull up his
Mr.
Twitter.
Take's gonna be here. Top
Pull up his Twitter.
You know, we out here with the gang.
Aljamain
Dennis,
Sterling.
Rob, and the funk, baby. Let's go hang out, have a good time, relax. Last little, I guess.
Dude, just like, okay, Andrew Tate was a kickboxer, I think.
Yeah,
So
he's a
maybe they have
kickboxing
something
champion.
to talk about there. But he just doesn't seem like a fun guy to hang out with. Everything I've seen, he kind of acts like a little bitch. Like, I don't know, man.
No hoorah in terms of like normally I do my last hoorah, but this obviously I'm not gonna do that. Full
Oh
training,
my
full day,
God.
one more week.
Dude, holy shit, his Twitter, he's responding to so many fans. It's hilarious.
Welcome my
Dude,
team.
we'll tweet him.
And let's just go have a good time.
After this video, let's hit him up. Oh, fuck, dude. Why do yachts exist? Yachts are honestly like one of the worst inventions people made.
I know, dude. Such a gross demonstration of excess wealth.
Also, look at this. It's called Billionaire.
A little on the nose.
But dude, it doesn't even look like a good yacht. Like from just the design aesthetics. It
Yeah,
looks like
design's
one of those boats that you take like a cruise and a dinner on. Like a river cruise. Like in downtown like Wayzata area. Holy shit, dude. That looks like such a not fun time. Dude.
He has a tweet that's just at Elon Musk eyeballs. What is that? We were talking about
Aljo
an Elon
does?
fan, remember? Yeah.
Dude, he's definitely an Elon fan. Dude, this guy's a tattoo of a pistol on his neck. Holy shit. Oh my god.
I don't know, it's making me sign in.
How'd you go from fighting into like business? Man, between you and me, like I was fighting and
Dude, look at Marab. Marab looks like so out of place right now. He's just staring straight ahead in like the bodyguard pose.
Yeah.
no, I'm telling you, like making big money, and I was making, let's say, even as four-time world champion, like 40,000 a fight, which is not.
Dude, holy shit. like it's been said before, but Andrew Tate really just has no chin. It's just like upper lip and then a slope down to his neck. He's like a Bob's Burgers character. Have you ever seen that show?
No.
Dude, like the way they animate the characters, there's like zero, there's literally like a balloon head. Like, you know those Airhead commercials?
I miss it, man. I miss it. You're always going to miss it inside of you. Like, I still want to do it. But I just ain't got the time for the proper training camp discipline. What's up with Logan Paul? If Logan can pass a drug test, I will whoop him any day. But he can't because he's a fucking bunch of gear.
Dude, there's no fucking way Andrew Tate's gonna fight again. There's no way.
Well, he just doesn't. I mean, it doesn't seem like he's training, right? So whatever.
Well, he's not training. Like, he would lose money doing a fight. And, like, imagine if he gets knocked out. No one would, none of his, like, middle school fanboys would ever respect him again.
But, I mean, he's strong and fit, but he ain't technically, you know.
Also, yeah, dude.
A few times and,
Also, he was a fucking kickboxer. Are you kidding me?
We used to fight in school halls for like free.
Me and Sam
We
went
used
back
to fight nearly 15 years ago for free.
Oh, same school.
Holy shit, this video is so boring. I thought they were gonna be, like, talking with him.
It's a bunch of fighters swinging their dicks.
I think someone 1 hour pulled out. Okay, you put your own petrol, you drive, you sell tickets. I lost my ticket money. I paid myself to fight. Oh, fuck. But it's a good day. Really good days.
Dude, I want to be sad if that boat sunk.
It's those days, man.
Like, just saying, no one's wearing life jackets. I wouldn't care.
Dude, I love it.
And then Marab would just swim to shore, and then I'd be happy.
Yeah. Murad's like the only wholesome guy here.
Come
The rest are
on,
just,
dude.
like, bunch of fucking waste of space.
Mic these people up. You're on a yacht. Dude, this is so this is cringy. It's just
Wait,
a
they're
bunch
not
of
even-
people trying to
they're
like
not even
outdo each
leaving.
other in
Wait,
looking
what's
rich.
what's the point of going to the yacht? They're not even on the water. They're just on the dock.
You're literally just paying for like a deck on a lake, or I guess like
Yeah,
the
exactly.
harbor.
Exactly. Except it's like,
Holy God. What? This is really bad. Wait, and then there's training?
oh, there's training. That's good.
Alright, fuck this shit. Oh. Hold on. What are the comments? Andrew Tate is the only guy I know that can be canceled and still show up on these same platforms every day. Dude, what? Are you...
'Cause
Literally
everyone's
everyone that gets
stuck to that.
canceled shows up on these platforms. Big respect to you, Aljo, for not being a part of the cancel culture. Bloody Elbow's talking crazy about y'all taking a simple picture together. I guess Bloody Elbow's part of the Matrix also. Oh, wait. Dude, Aljo's responding. I gotta look at his responses. Come on,
yes,
come
they
on,
are
come on.
always
Where?
biased agenda. This is the top one.
Always a biased agenda, man. SMH. Big W for the Funkmaster. Respect for not letting a-holes in society determine who you can talk to based on how they feel about 30-second clips they saw. Here we go. This day and age, it's a weird place. All right, dude. What do I comment?
He's the savior. He's
Would not be
giving-
sad. Oh wait, this
he's
is my
talking to
personal
Andrew
account.
Tate.
Hold on. I need to comment on the actual account.
Oh yeah. It's
Would not be
like-
sad if this ship
wow.
sank. No, actually, that's just too mean.
I would not be sad if this ship sank, assuming Rob could swim ashore.
As long as Marab made it out. Your channel. Oh wait, here. Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain. Skinny Bets gifted here. I'm just gonna comment. This is everything wrong with social media and influencer culture, and see what he says.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is everything wrong with social media and influencer culture. Exclamation mark. Is it an exclamation mark or an exclamation point?
Exclamation point. Exclamation mark. Oh, fuck, I don't know. I guess you're...
I know,
They
dude. I don't
They
know.
both sound right.
I think it can be interchangeable.
Na, na,
Disgusting. Let's go. All right. Twitter. What is he saying on Twitter?
Dude, it didn't let me like stay on his page because I don't have a Twitter account. But
Well,
he
I'll
just
use the
like
one that I made for the channel.
he's just being salty, dude. I couldn't find any Andrew Tate tweets though.
Aljamain. He might just be commenting in Aljamain or in Andrew Tate's shit.
Yeah, but
Dude, I'm
isn't
following him, but you can't DM him. He has his DMs off, so I'm gonna like tweet at him.
Hey, Al, just lame. Henry said,
Hey,
dude, I love
Alj.
Henry. Your last 3 fights: beat Jan via Academy Award, gifted decision via guilt, hate crime over a handicapped fighter.
Wait, dude, what is it? Okay, that's a good one.
Sign the contract. Yeah,
Dude, what is this? Sheldon J. Plankton. Plankton
yeah, he was
dudism.
like arguing with some guy named Plankton.
Bro, fake at Funkmaster MMA backpack him and he received the win. He does the same and they make him lost, so I think yes, they do not want him, and that's a fucking shame because he's the best striker in the roast of the UFC. What? Wait.
Roster?
It wouldn't have ended in the same result, but it would have been a more difficult fight. I kind of agree that you'd have ended it the same way, but we'll never know. I'd love to see you guys run that back with both healthy. Okay, I feel like that's the most criticism you could give Aljo for that like fight, right? This is very fair, but if the exact sequence happens, 2 good arms or not, that position is a fight ender. It's not like when I had Jan's back and froze my
He's just
hands.
saying he would have won the fight regardless of an injury, which is probably fair.
You really have a stiffy for me.
I'm seeing some anti-vax tweets.
Where?
No.
Wait, where's all of his tweets?
October
Are you just scrolling
25th.
down?
Bro, holy shit, he tweets so much. I scrolled so far and I'm
I
only
told
on
you,
October
dude.
25th.
Just
He
from that
tweets
video
so
alone.
much, bro. Bro, it's actually like over 50 tweets a day. I'm not even kidding.
Wait, hold on. I'm so intrigued in this chain.
Okay, anyway, so this is some guy named Raheem J. Kassam tweets, breaking, New York Supreme Court orders reinstatement of fired unvaxxed staff with back pay. Says being vaccinated does not prevent an individual from contracting or transmitting COVID-19, adding that the mandates were about compliance. And then Aljo responds, wow, looks like the wool over the sheep's eyes are finally falling off for more people.
Dude, what the fuck is wrong with Aljo?
But why
I
did
told
New York
you, dude.
say? Wait, why did New York say being vaccinated does not prevent an individual from contracting and transmitting COVID? Is that true? What the fuck?
Wait, what? Repeat that?
How come New York said? Apparently, according to this guy, I don't even know, the New York Supreme Court, which I guess maybe the Supreme Court's conservative, says being vaccinated does not prevent an individual from contracting or transmitting COVID-19.
Why? Yeah, why would the Supreme Court weigh in on that?
I don't know. That's what this tweet says. I don't know. Whatever. I mean, I'm pretty
All right,
sure
holy
it
shit.
does.
Let's just like rip him a new one or something. What is happening in here? Remember the built-in excuse? Yeah. Is this because like these are all from the same fight though? You really have a Steffi for me. I've lost count how many times I see your name in my mentions, Planktons in me DMs. All right, fuck it. What's a good tweet to shit on him for? Where's he like complaining about haters?
Dude, like a lot, man. Like look at this one. I just scrolled past one. Some guy named Fight Oracle says, all the fake news does is try to take credit away from a very deserving champion at Funkmaster MMA. Put some respect on his name. Every time he shows himself to be the best fighter in the world at his weight class, it's always some story about how he's basically lucked into it. And then Aljo replies, I've grown used to it. They must think my grappling use is somehow not dominant and it's luck because I'm not from the mountains. Like I can't be that good. But even my mountain colleagues respectfully see and know my grappling is a problem for everybody. I don't know, just like, but no one, oh my God, everyone just saying that TJ had a severe injury and that made this title defense easier. Like that can't be a controversial statement. That's not mutually exclusive with what Aljo is saying, which is that he would have won the fight anyway. Both things can be true. That this title defense was easy, and that you would have won the fight anyway.
I know. All right, dude. How's this for a tweet? This is like my first tweet. Judging from your interview with at Elon Musk, Judging from your interview with Ariel, he's the only one you'd be okay with criticizing you. Would you go on his yacht too?
What? What? Dude, I don't want to get into Twitter. It's a shit show.
Dude, the fuck
It's
it.
an
I'm gonna
absolute
post
shit
it.
show. I didn't even think that made any sense. But dude, I don't know if he's gonna even see it.
Because he's
Whatever.
rich.
What?
He's,
Ariel is
he-
rich?
no, Elon Musk is rich.
Oh, okay. Did he talk about Elon Musk in the interview?
No, but remember, he's like, these people haven't done anything with their lives. And, like, he kept talking about how much money he had. He... At Elon Musk is the only one rich enough to criticize you.
I don't understand what he's gonna say. Like he replied to someone named Daryl Satcher. Lol, that injured fighter narrative is funny. TJ Dillashaw made that choice to enter a fight with a clear injury. You get beat up. That's on him, but in reality, it's also karma. And Aljo says TJ looked solid against Sam Hackman with one leg, and somehow he was a stud for that and winning. And now it's the built-in excuse that people accused me for. No winning. But I won, so funk that noise. But
Dude, he's
TJ
literally just
won
getting
that
drunk
fight.
and going on Twitter and YouTube.
But TJ won that fight. Like, what? I don't understand. What is going on? It's like he's actively trying to not understand what people are saying.
I don't know. I don't know, man. Twitter's a weird place. I don't understand it, but
Yeah, Twitter's a really weird place, man.
God, dude, Aljo needs to just... At this point, I want him to lose simply because of his social media game. Like, if I just saw him get in the cage, fight, leave the cage, and then I didn't hear from him, that would improve my opinion of him, like, tenfold.
He's just super vocal about things that make no sense. That's the thing.
Right. And yeah, terminally online is just... It is just painful to watch people. Like,
Yeah.
we saw Joe Rogan do it. Just, like, descending into pit of despair. And just, like, getting further and further into weird things, weird rabbit holes and echo chambers that just regular people can't relate to. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, dude, it's just strange shit. Anyway, it'd be fun to talk with Aljo, though.
So, guys,
Listen to him go fucking insane on us, and then just, like, be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That would be funny. All right, well, whatever.
All right.
11:20. I'll head
Yeah,
to
we'll
bed.
end this.